Hello, and welcome to The Joy Within, where we're eliminating negativity one thought at a time. I'm Kyle Greenfield, and I'll be your guide as we explore how to be calm, confident, and happy in our crazy modern world. Join us each week as we dive into some of the biggest ideas in spirituality and personal development. We'll learn what it takes to gain control of your own mind, master your mood, and navigate the many ups and downs along the way. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started so you can become the calm, confident, and happy person you truly deserve to be. Hello, and welcome to this first episode of our new podcast. I'm super excited to be here and share everything that I've learned on my long, winding path through personal development and inner spiritual growth. If you don't know me, my name's Kyle Greenfield, and I run thejoywithin.org. Our mission is to help you eliminate negative thoughts by tuning in to the joy within, so you can become calm, confident, and happy every single day. Today, I want to step back and give you a bit of an overview on what I think is the best way to get started on your inner journey. Or, if you've been at it a while, hopefully you'll get the right tips and insights that will help you to take the next step that makes sense for you. Before I do, though, I want to answer a question I get all of the time from people who are new to the Joy Within, which is this religious? And the answer is no, it's not. Everything I'll share with you is compatible with most major religions, but the focus is on helping you to understand your own mind and the incredible natural energy that you have within you. I honestly think that you'll be able to benefit from these frameworks regardless of whether you take an analytical, scientific approach or an intuitive, faith-based understanding. It's up to you. The only difference is that certain words or ideas might resonate with you in different ways. And that's totally normal. It's part of the journey and part of what makes it unique for you. So, that said, I want to talk about this idea of what a spiritual journey actually is. The concept of a spiritual journey is something that has been around, I think, probably since the dawn of man, and over the centuries, it's become something of almost mythical proportions. We tend to have this idea of a spiritual journey being this epic quest that takes you to the ends of the earth and back, only to find enlightenment right back where you started. We have the Buddha forsaking his riches, Jesus wandering through the desert, and Muhammad meditating in a mountain cave. And along with this generalized view comes the idea that spirituality is something almost otherworldly, and that to truly become spiritual, you must give up all of the things that matter to most people. It's like you need to abandon society and go live out your days in isolation. And we have ingrained within us these ideas of things like the monastery perched atop a Himalayan mountain, or a shaman living in the jungle on the fringe of his tribe, or the oracle alone at Delphi, and the virgin Carmelite nuns sequestered in their cloisters out in the countryside in the middle of nowhere. And it's like throughout the ages, this message is really clear, which is to be spiritual, you must deny yourself the world. And even then, even if you devote your entire life to spiritual mastery, many teachings show that enlightenment is still like a throw of the dice. You have a better chance of beating the house in Vegas than you do of actually becoming enlightened. Because we tend to believe that this state of enlightenment is reserved for the select few. It's only for a handful of saints and gurus throughout the ages. And it takes many, many lifetimes to achieve. And let's face it, it just kind of seems like a lot of work. We believe that it's not actually something that's accessible to us in our day-to-day lives. But I want to challenge that view. I believe adamantly that every single person has the ability to become enlightened, and that you can choose this state for yourself right now. But in order to do this, we need to rethink our approach. We need to rethink our approach to spirituality if we want to be able to bring it into the modern world, so that we can both be spiritual and still go to work, so that we can be spiritual and still have our family and live a normal life. So instead of enlightenment with a capital E, we'll talk about joy. We'll talk about peace and well-being. And instead of some vague, mystical journey, we'll be talking about the everyday, the simple things that you can do right now to cultivate profound joy in your day-to-day life. And that's because when we start to think in this way, when we start to think about the simple daily actions, we find that being spiritual and finding enlightenment stop seeming like vague, unattainable goals, and it becomes something that you can tune into right here and right now, regardless of where you are or what's going on in your life. You have the ability right now to feel exquisite states of peace, of joy, and of love. You have the ability to gain total awareness of all that you are, to live at your highest potential, and to know with absolute certainty that you are on track towards everything that you want, and that you are intimately connected with everyone and everything that's around you. I want you to know that you can choose to feel divinely loved and impeccably inspired, and you can choose to live as a perfect expression of all that you seek to be. You are perfect, and yet you are evolving in that perfection. And I would like to suggest that your spiritual journey is not about doing or achieving anything. It is about becoming more and more aware of everything that you already are. It is about embodying the highest ideal that you can imagine for yourself. You don't have to drop everything and move to a monastery. You can become conscious of who you are simply by being wherever you are right now and doing whatever it is you choose to do. There is no prescription. There is no rule book. There is no right or wrong path. My goal throughout this podcast, and really throughout everything that I share with The Joy Within, is to help you to come into that higher awareness, to become more joyful, more peaceful, and more vibrant exactly where you are. Everything that I share with you, all of the ideas, the exercises, and the strategies, are just tools for you to use. And I encourage you to take whatever works for you and apply them in whatever way inspires you. Don't worry if something doesn't resonate with you. Just because a belief or a technique works for one person does not mean it will work for another. So give yourself the freedom to be in charge of your own journey, just as I would encourage you to give others the freedom to be in charge of theirs. There's a great quote by Ram Dass that I think really sums this up, where he says, "The spiritual journey is individual and highly personal. It can't be organized or regulated. It isn't true that everyone should follow one path. Listen to your own truth." And I think that that's an important idea to keep in mind as we move forward, because it's all about finding the path that's right for you, finding the techniques, the strategies, the tools that work for you. But that said, I do think that if you follow the frameworks, the mental models that I'll lay out for you, I think that you'll have everything that you need to make that next leap forward, to have the breakthrough that's right for you right now. So you might call it spirituality, or you might call it personal development, but whichever word that you choose, I think that you'll find that the line between them becomes blurred. Both spirituality and personal development require you to look within and to master your thoughts and your energy. Your biggest outer gains will come from that inner awareness, and you will evolve most as an individual when you tune in and align with your whole self. So as we go forward, I would encourage you to think about your inner growth in that way. Spirituality is happiness, and your external world, your real world results, will flourish when you prioritize your joy. But it's not the external sense of happiness that people usually talk about. It's not having the right things or the perfect circumstance. Though, if you follow this path, those ideas will come for you as well. But, ultimately, it's about becoming more joyful by becoming more and more of your true self, by tuning in to the natural joy that is already within you. I 100% believe that if you adopt this framework, everything will start to fall into place more easily for you. Your journey is about joy. Your life is about joy. The more profoundly that you can grasp this fact, the more rapid your growth and your awakening will become. Thanks for listening to today's episode. When you're ready to put these ideas to work in your own life, head over to thejoywithin.org and sign up for Happiness University. When you do, you'll have access to all of the tools and strategies you need to eliminate negative thoughts by tuning in to the Joy Within. You can follow a simple, step-by-step system to become the calm, confident, and happy person you deserve to be. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started today. And if you enjoyed today's podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love, because I think we can all use a little more joy in our crazy modern world.